Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 6th through 12th, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, or have some other significant Gemini placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. I hope this reading resonates with you. If it does, please definitely give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you would like. And consider subscribing to the channel. And hit the bell notification. I do put these readings out on Mondays. Time usually varies. I try to do it Monday morning, New York time, Eastern Standard Time, but sometimes it can be, that can get a little bit messed up from time to time, depending on technological issues. So I do that. And of course, if you're returning to this channel and you haven't, and you've been here before, then welcome back. And I do hope that this reading resonates with you and that it makes sense for you. If you find that you are Gemini Sun and this reading does not resonate with you, definitely think about checking out your reading for your ascendant or for your moon sign, because that may be more accurate for you. The sun sign is something we put a lot of emphasis on, but it's not always... our sun signs don't always reflect the bulk of our horoscope. In fact, if you follow Vedic astrology, they will actually tell you to go by your ascendant or moon sign rather than your sun sign. So it's different for everybody. Some people, the sun sign readings are right on, they resonate. Other people, they don't. But then if they check it for one of those others, they find that it's spot on. So to think about that. Links in the description below for my website, for my social media, and also for my PayPal donation link for anybody who wants to donate, if they do. And I want to say thank you very much to people who have donated. Obviously, nobody's obligated to do that, but some people do like to. So I have the links down there. Okay, so if you're not familiar with how I do these readings, this is a 12-house horoscope spread. It's an astrology spread, so the positions are based on the houses of astrology. And you'll see how that works if you've not been on this channel before. And I always read the cartouche cards first. This is my favorite system to use. And I clarify them with a tarot deck, a different one each week. And this week we are using the Angel Tarot. And I'm going to we'll have angels and fairies this week, because I'll be using the fairy oracle at the end just to have a single card to kind of wrap things up. Okay. So first house here we have Aries. And by the way, just want to mention this is a general reading. I'm going to be covering a wide variety of interpretations for each house. So take what resonates and discard what doesn't, because not everything in here is going to necessarily be for you. Okay, so first house, okay, Aries, this is your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how you want other people to see you. And you have the Nine of Wands with Isis. Okay, that's interesting, because Isis is definitely a card of being kind of in a nurturing and a caring mode. There's very strong motherly energy associated with Isis. I mean, sometimes in the first house, this could be a need for self-care as well. And I say that also because you have it with the Nine of Wands. So whether you're being motherly towards someone or whether you need care yourself, maybe it's both. Nine of Wands is definitely a card of... It's basically, it's like the wounded warrior card is what they call it. It's this idea that you are tired and you are drained. Sometimes this comes up when like you're sick of a situation. The Nine of Wands is like trying to have the strength to push through to the finish line. And you're tired. You're kind of done with something. You may even be done with a situation or a person. You might just be like, oh, I just need to get through this. There's definitely the sense of something that needs to come to an end, something that's sucking up your energy or your time. And like I said, this is either because you are being generous and giving to people, or because, maybe you're overdoing things and you need to take care of yourself. Okay. Second house is the Taurus energy. This is financial in terms of your personal finance. It can also have to do with your possessions, your values. We have the King of Swords with Bast. Okay, so King of Swords comes up when we have decisions to make. So I feel like financially, maybe you're, you have to choose between things. Bast is the happiness card. So it can indicate socializing, like having fun, doing things. It's also a strong card of intuition. And it's interesting because this has more to do with intuition and this has more to do with an analytical thought. So it could be that there's a tension between these two things. Like your head and your heart may be drawing you in two different directions when it comes to your money. or there may be this, there's a strong like emotional component here, intuitive component. Bast, I feel like, but that, and again, this has to do with happiness. So the question is, when you're making your financial decisions, like allowing your happiness to factor in, it could be that you're also looking at your finances from a very strictly, kind of clinical, analytical, very accounting spreadsheet oriented point of view. I mean, because King of Swords to me is about it's about analysis and looking at things from a very strictly cerebral and intellectual viewpoint when you're analyzing them. But I think what this is saying is that as you're trying to make these decisions, make sure your happiness is a factor. You don't, for instance, want to make financial decisions where you cut yourself so thin to the bone in your budget that you never have time to enjoy anything. Because if you do that, then eventually what's going to happen is you're going to end up, it's kind of like somebody going on a diet. They say, well, I'm just not going to eat this, or I'm going to, cut these things out. If you cut too much, then what ends up happening is you one day then you go in and just binge eat everything. So just make sure you're balancing these two things with your money. Third house is your own house, Gemini. Gemini energy, of course, is Mercury. This has to do with communication, technology, short-term travel, not like long trips or anything. Has to do with sibling relationships, brother-sister relationships. It can also have to do with, it's house of self-effort, so it could have to do with self-employment. Okay, and you have the wing disc with the Three of Cups. So Three of Cups could be a social event that you're going to or that you're invited to. There's definitely a reason to celebrate here. And wing disc definitely indicates the idea of good news, success, or overcoming a problem. So to me, in this house, this could, this just feels to me like it's good news. Whether this has to do with a business, whether this is good news connected to a brother or sister, whether this is a chance to get together with somebody or maybe even reunite with somebody, because sometimes Three of Cups has to do with reunion. Take it as it resonates, but definitely some good news here and perhaps a chance for a celebration or a good time. Maybe that's why you're being told not to be so, to factor the happiness thing in. Like, if it's a chance to go spend money, you don't want to avoid socializing by saying, oh, but I don't have the money to do it. Like, you want to make sure you're balancing that or factoring that into your situation here. But nonetheless, I do feel like there's some good news coming in here and a reason to celebrate. Fourth house is Cancer energy. This has to do with your home, your environment, your sense of security, potentially your mother. It's family card as well. Okay, we have Scarab with the Five of Swords. So Scarab indicates a change. Now, for some of you, this could mean a move. Okay, it doesn't have to be. Scarab can also just mean having a change around in your home. You could decide you're going to move stuff or redecorate or clear out, or, there's just this idea of a change in your home environment. This could even be a change connected to the family as well. But you have it with the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords may indicate that you're feeling very, very restricted or defeated right now. And this can come up, or maybe you're comparing your situation to somebody else's. There's definitely a sense here of, so there's a strong sense of insecurity here, really. And that kind of, when I look at this Nine of Wands up here, and then I look at the King of Swords in terms of your finances, this could even be that you're having financial difficulties and strictures, and maybe you're concerned about a home situation. But what I feel like with this, I could interpret these two cards together in different ways. It could be that things are changing, and maybe you're feeling defeated because of those changes. But what I actually feel is that there's this feeling of limitation and defeat, but that something is going to change. And I feel like, especially sitting next to the wing disc here, like whatever it is, I feel like it's going to change for the better. While I'm seeing that there's some decisions, some exhaustion, some situations that you kind of want to get out of, or don't want to rehash or just want to be done. I do feel like there's definitely going to be changes coming, but I feel like these are positive changes. I don't feel like these are changes that are going to cause limitations. I feel like these are changes that are going to lift restrictions or limitations. Okay, fifth house. This is Leo energy. This is to do with creativity. Can have to do with love affairs. So if you're single and looking for love, or thinking about dating somebody or talking about the dating scene, that would be in this house. Also have to do with people's children, if that applies. We have the Two of Wands with Chtha. So Two of Wands is definitely, there's like a tension here with the Two of Wands. There's like a decision that has to be made over something. And with Chtha, I mean, this is strong Capricorn energy, strong Saturn energy. Chtha is a builder or a master maker. So for some people, this could literally be a creative thing that involves building something. You know, you could actually be, you know, building stuff. But if you're not, then there's definitely just a sense here of working hard at something or being persistent with something. So I don't know, again, whether this has to do with creativity, if this has to do with love or love affairs. It could be somebody who's a Capricorn who you're meeting or getting involved with. It could have to do, if this is a woman watching this reading, or somebody who is interested in men. Could be another man who's interested in men too. That's possible. It could be that there's somebody who maybe you're undecided about with the Two of Wands, or maybe there's a situation where, where there seems to be this sense of wanting to move ahead with something but not doing it yet. Chtha is a card of the finer qualities of masculinity as well. So I feel like if there's somebody this is kind of coming into my mind, if you think there's somebody who you've met, and basically you seem to like them, but you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure about this or that. This more or less says that this is a person who has the finer qualities of masculinity. So if there's a man that you're interested in, then Chtha would be saying to me, you know, that this person, if there's something, or maybe if there's some reason that you're in doubt or undecisive about this person, I do feel like they're a good person. Okay, I guess that's where I'm going with that. But this could also just be about a situation that is being built. Maybe there's a situation where it's just at the beginning that you're not ready to go somewhere yet. That could be true of a love affair. It can also be true of some kind of creative project or venture. It could just be that you're in the early preparatory stages of something, and something is still being built here. Sixth house is Virgo energy. This has to do with your health. It has to do with jobs. If you have a job, this is a house of service. It can have to do with worry and anxiety, and it can also have to do with pets, potentially. Okay, so we have water with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so these are two opposite energies. You've got Four of Pentacles, which is, stability, trying to stay put, trying to build a foundation. I mean, it actually, there is some element of Chtha to this card in terms of how it feels. It can be like building a structure, but it can also be setting a boundary. Like it can be, usually this is shown with somebody kind of holding the pentacle close to their chest. So there could be a miserliness to this as well. But I don't necessarily think this is being miserly here. I think this may be trying to create stability. Water is things that kind of flow in and out. So being that I'm seeing a lot of financial omens here, I feel like there may be a worry because water may be flowing in and flowing out very fast. And maybe you just say, no, I just want to kind of keep a stable situation here. I just want to be able to break even, hold steady. Now, interestingly, I'm looking at this. You've got a 4 over here in your house, because Bast is the card number 4. And over here, you've got card 13, 1 plus 3 is 4, and you've got the 4 of Pentacles. So something around your finances, the number 4 is important, whether something's going to happen in 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, in the month of April, which is the 4th month. I'm not sure, but there's something, I feel like 4 is going to be significant to your finances in some reason. In fact, actually, yeah, interesting. In your house related to your home and security, you also have a 4. 22 adds up to 4. So you've got a lot of 4s here. I don't know. Let me see if you have any other 4s. I'll have to, let's say 6, 9, 3, 1, 7. Yeah, those are the only ones. But yeah, it just seems like around your finances and your security, I'm seeing a lot of 4. So I think there's some worries about creating financial stability, not having stuff, coming in and coming and going and coming and going. So that seems to be something that is a factor right now. But again, I'm going to go back to this. While you're doing your kind of clinical analysis here, don't forget about what's required for your own happiness here. Okay, 7th house. This is Libra energy, so it's marriages, any kind of contracts, legal partnerships. If you are, again, a single person or in a dating relationship where you are wondering about marriage, then the prospects would be in this house as well. And in fact, you have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, for some of you, this is a marriage or a higher level of commitment. So yeah, there could be some kind of relationship. So if there's been a lack of decision about a relationship here, this seems like a foundation's being built, and maybe this is going to be somebody who's more traditional about marriage or about relationships. If you're already married, then this could just mean, again, maybe having a spouse who's very traditional. Sometimes this is somebody who's Taurus when you have the Hierophant, but it doesn't have to be. You have it with Lotus too. So Lotus is about calming the mind and peace of mind. And so I feel kind of like with these two cards together, this is, again, about, Lotus tends to come up when you need to not worry about something, okay? So there could be some anxiety about a situation or about a relationship or maybe about, but I feel like if there's worries about change, Hierophant seems to be like taking something to a new level, okay? Or at least sticking to something traditional, tried and true. Can go either way. Sometimes this can indicate a mentor relationship too. So it could be a mentor-mentee relationship. That is possible for some of you. But regardless, there's definitely this sense of peaceful continuity. It may be that your partner is somebody who grounds you and gives you peace of mind. Or if there could be an anxious situation where, peace of mind is required for something. In any case, these are not cards of major change. If you're looking for marriage, then this is definitely a marriage card. It can be. Or again, at least a card of traditional relationships. But like I said, if you're already married or you're saying, well, I'm not married, this may have to do with some other kind of partnership, whatever it is, there's definitely a sense of peaceful continuity here with something. Peaceful continuity and tradition seem to be the kind of hallmarks there. Okay. 8th house is Scorpio energy, and this has to do with transformation. It can have to do with esoteric stuff if you're interested in that, kind of birth, death things as far as transformation goes, and also with other people's money. Okay, so we have Osiris with the World. Now, the World, I think, is a good card to show up here because the World indicates the successful completion of a cycle. But again, we have it with Osiris. So Osiris, there's strong Sagittarius energy, and I guess you could say Aries too, because I think there's like an Emperor vibe to this card. But Osiris is about leadership. It's about laying foundations. It's about stability. Again, you have a lot of these cards about, 4 of Pentacles. We have Ta. We have over here. We have all these cards that are indicators of trying to establish stability. Lotus even in the relationship house. So there's definitely a card of setting a stable, having a stable foundation, being able to rely on your judgment. Basically, I think it would be saying step up to the plate and take a leadership role, trust your judgment. And with the World, this indicates the ability to bring something to a successful conclusion. It can also indicate doing something online. It can indicate moving outside of your comfort zone, like moving, you finish something, now you're expanding your horizons in some way. So I feel like, establishing, you may be establishing stability and then moving towards closing out a cycle and moving into something new. That seems to be the element of that. 9th house is Sagittarius energy, and Sag has to do with expanding your horizons, speaking of long-distance travel, higher education, educational institutions, religious institutions, anything having to do with expanding your horizons or learning. Now you have the 6 of Cups with Horus. Okay, so for some people, this could indicate a long trip or a long journey, either being you're making it or somebody's making it to you. This could be, Horus has a strong family vibe, and so does the 6 of Cups, like somebody from the past. Could be somebody's family, or it could be an old friend. So some of you may be traveling to see an old friend, or they may be traveling to see you from a distance. And if that's not the case, then there's definitely, I don't know, like again, Horus has also has strong creative and healing vibes. I feel like there could potentially also be some healing of dealing with a past situation when this comes up. So the fact that this is coming up in the house of education or deeper thought, this could be something that is that you're kind of revisiting on, again, like I saw that Hierophant, like something maybe on a deeper level, whether you're looking at maybe something that you've looked at. It could be taking a different view of a family situation or of a friend situation. But there's definitely the sense of coming back around and like learning a lesson, like coming back around, learning a particular lesson that's repeating itself, and then having like a healing vibe here. Taurus can also indicate creativity. So for some people, this actually could be expanding your horizons in terms of learning a new skill, like some kind of creative skill, whether it be writing, whether it be art, dance, music, I mean, whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be any of those things, but Taurus is definitely about expanding your horizons creatively. And again, this strong friend or family vibe here, and this idea of something from the past, either a returning situation that's coming back, or a person that's coming back. And again, this could literally have to do with travel as well. So it's going to be different for everybody. 10th house is Capricorn energy. And Capricorn is your career, fame, reputation, sometimes father energy. Okay, so we have Anubis with the 8 of Cups. So 8 of Cups is walking away from something that has served you. So for some of you, this could be leaving a job. You know, Anubis is definitely also, it's about protection, okay, but it's also about travel. So for some of you, yeah, maybe there is going to be travel in connection with this. You've also got the World over here. So maybe you're going to be making a move to somewhere else. Generally though, 8 of Cups is the need to walk away from something. Again, there's this element here of kind of needing to give something up in order to move ahead, or there's some reason why something you've done for a long time you need to walk away from. And this could be, I always say with 8 of Cups, I always feel like there's strong eclipse energy connected to the 8 of Cups, because we had eclipses like October, November, then we're going to be having April, May ones, like during the time of Taurus. So it could be that there could be some kind of change that's been brewing since the last eclipse, and maybe that's going to culminate in April or May for you. You know, again, take that as it resonates. Doesn't have to be that, but in any case, Anubis definitely indicates a sense of protection and being able to take the rough with the smooth. So whatever changes are being made, whatever sacrifices are being made with the 8 of Cups, whatever, and 8 of Cups too, by the way, I mean, I'm thinking of the 9 of Wands up here. 8 of Cups can sometimes has to do with a draining situation, one where you just, again, for whatever something did for you in the past, it's not doing it anymore, and you need to make some kind of a change. But there is definitely protection in terms of making whatever change you need to make. So, and you know, so yeah. But there's some situation that you need to walk away from or change, and it does seem to be connected to career. Could be connected to somebody's father. That's possible. But if it's not so much about that, this can also just have to be about your legacy or what you're planning to leave behind. There's some aspect of what you're doing that you need to walk away from, and this is assuring that you have protection, and that you're also, Anubis comes up when you're not delusional about something. Can also indicate the need for a sense of humor at times. Okay, so now let's look at the 11th house, Aquarius energy. This is your friendships, social networks, your goals, wishes, destiny. Okay, so we have, it's weird. I feel like I don't know if it was Taurus or Aries that got this also. I feel like there's 8 of Swords with Hathor. So Hathor, this is a female, or someone who identifies as female, in your social network. And there's a person here. So again, I'm never, when it comes up with these kind of cards, I'm never sure if this is a person who's helping you, or maybe this is a person you need to get space from, but Hathor to me is, yeah, there's definitely this idea of female friend type energy with the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is about mental stress, about thinking about something too directly, about needing to not be boxed in, not thinking there's only one way to do things. Because I feel like you may be blocking yourself from achieving your wishes, or from getting ahead with something, or maybe this could be just another person who's blocking you. Or another possibility here is that you have like the skills and the organization to do something. Hathor is a very organized card. It's one that likes to establish security. So like a lot of times this could be seen as, in certain houses, as having strong domestic energy. In others, it's just like having strong business acumen. I mean, there's just this organization that comes with Hathor. That the organized female is the way I look at her. I mean, there is some Empress energy here, so it is a little bit about planting seeds. But I don't know. There's just a very strongly feminine vibe to this card. So it could have to do with you applying certain skills in order to get what you want and not boxing yourself in mentally, maybe saying that you have certain skills. Or there could be a woman who's either helping or hurting. Okay, that's my thing. I kind of feel like this may be a person who is helpful to you and somebody who might be able to help you get out of this mental box that the Eight of Swords puts us in. Because the Eight of Swords, it's mental gymnastics. It's the way in which we panic ourselves and we box ourselves, or we just think like, oh, I can't have this because, circumstances X, Y, and Z, but it might be saying, well, circumstances X, Y, and Z may not be the obstacles that you think that they are. It's that kind of thing. Breaking out of that mental box. So it's either in terms of a friendship or this is in terms of some goal that you have. Okay, 12th house is Pisces energy. Pisces energy has to do with what's hidden, what you're afraid of, maybe what you're oppressing, maybe what you're not showing people. Okay, yeah, and here we have again, you have 5 of Swords down here, you got the 5 of Pentacles over here. So there's definitely fears or worries around either money, being left out in the cold, being an outsider in a particular situation. And we have it with the twins. So that's jumped in my mind is somebody is afraid to ask for help. Somebody might need help in a situation. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm seeing over here too. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, I can't, like maybe there is somebody who wants to help. This could be a mother figure too with Hathor. But maybe there is somebody who's willing to help or at least maybe has information for you. But I feel like you're reluctant to, I feel like there's a reluctance here to ask for help with something. And there may be this fear of poverty or this fear of, being left out in the cold. But I don't know. Being that this is showing up in the house of fear, I don't strongly feel that. I feel like the way out of this 5 of Pentacles is to reach out to somebody else. Okay, I feel like you may need help from somebody, and you shouldn't be afraid to ask for it where you need it. Okay, because not to shy away from it. I can tell that you're very, very stressed out and that you definitely need some kind of self-care here. Maybe you've been doing too much caring lately. But there's, like I said, if it's not a fear of poverty, it's a fear of like being an outsider in some kind of a situation, and especially with the twins. But so that's kind of interesting because I'm looking at your things like, yeah, if I look at your relationship situation, yeah, I don't know. I don't. And yeah, I'm seeing, this is great news over here in the 3rd house. This definitely also has to do with friendships and collaborations. So I don't know. I don't think it may be that you have friendly support, but you may feel that you can't ask anybody for help. It might be something like that. Overall, you have the Buckle of Isis with the 2 of Pentacles. So 2 of Pentacles indicates, juggling a lot of things. You also have the 2 of Wands over here. So I feel like there may be some decisions to be made that you have to make. Could be around finances, could be around jobs. Buckle of Isis, though, ultimately, sacrifices that you make, where you let go of this 4 of Pentacles energy, sacrifices that you make will be rewarded. So the efforts that you make in a certain direction, I feel like with Osiris and Hathor and some of these others, I think it's telling you have the skills. I think you are going to get some good news soon. So yeah, there's definitely some work to be done here, but nonetheless, I feel like that work is going to be rewarded. Buckle of Isis always brings a reward, but but there is some difficult, some juggling in the beginning. Oh, and I just pulled a fairy card for you, and one just flew out. And you have Mick the Myomancer. Okay, this card is interesting because the message of this card is pay attention to details. Okay. I think this card typically comes up when we, there's an element of mastery to this card and of doing something and making it better, but there is this idea of attention to details. So I feel like overall it's saying there may be a situation where maybe you may be blinding yourself by trying to look at the big picture and trying to look ahead with something. And this is saying pay attention to details, okay? There's individual things that you need to be focused on here in order to achieve what it is you want to achieve, or to resolve whatever situation has you stressed out. the details are going to be important here. So anyway, so I hope that this reading was helpful to you, Gemini. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you like. If you haven't subscribed, again, consider subscribing. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss these. And have a great week, and we'll see you next time.